Thank you, Alessandro. It's incredible the power of that. I now get the wonderful task of introducing one of the nicest people I've got to meet over the last few years. For those of you who haven't had the pleasure of meeting Gill yet, you've really missed out. Everyone here has physically met Gill. Everyone on Zoom, if you haven't had time with Gill, let me tell you, in about 4 minutes, she changed my life. She is a marvel on 1,000 different levels. I've only known her for a tiny amount of time, and she's already a massive world changer. Please pay attention to, of course, and please welcome to the stage, fantastic Gill, the founder of
Thank you so much, Al, and you cannot believe how much it was off and on whether Al was actually going to be here today. So that's the man you've just been listening to. He's a marketing guy by day, but a fantastic MC, and I couldn't wish for a better MC for today to keep us all on track and alive. These are some of our sponsors, by the way. So many people have contributed to make this day happen. I'm just so pleased and so proud to be associated with every single one of these organisations. So that's fantastic. And Alessandro, if you come to any of our meetings, he will set the intention every single time. And no matter how much I've been rushing around like a crazy person, like today, you'll get zenned out. It's lovely. So yeah, if you want to do a bit of Qigong, he's the man to go and talk to. So why are we here? Why are you here? Why am I here? What's it all about? Well, obviously, my intention, and most of you know, is around collaboration. And I see collaboration as the tool to make a massive difference in this world. At the moment, collaboration, I view it from the outside world of people going, yeah, let's collaborate, let's get together, you do this, I'll do that, and you can get 20% and I'll get 30%, and then maybe we'll do it again, and then we can get bigger, and it's all about this, all about the money. As you look on YouTube, everyone's doing this thing. It's like, why are we worshipping money? It just really doesn't work for me. So collaboration for me isn't that. True collaboration is connection. It's understanding that we are all human beings. And it's looking at the world today that really helped me, catalyse me to get this meeting together so that we can put our pin in the map and say, right, today is the day we understand collaboration, and today is the day we move forward and make a difference. Because I don't know about you, but I'm quite angry. I'm rather angry about a lot of things. And this is what this is one of my favourite quotes. In order to lead a meaningful life, you need to cherish others, pay attention to human values, which we're going to learn about later, and try to cultivate inner peace. So I want you to have a conversation with your heart today. I want you to be connected to what's going on. Don't sit there going, yeah, I know that, because that's your mind and that's your logic. I want you to understand and hear it from your heart and see how you can take on something new today because you've heard something from different contexts. But these are the things that I get angry about. My mother would turn over in her grave if she knew that was going on in this country. People sleeping on the streets. You know, why? We're in the Western world. There's so many. COVID, yeah, we've all got that. Brexit causing bureaucracy. How crazy is Northern Ireland? I mean, if you look at the news, there's just so many things. Pandemic of loneliness. We've all been separated and we're isolated. Pressure of services due to poor mental health. That's our biggest problem at the moment in the Western world. Education not fit for purpose, social media, oh my goodness, isn't that damaging a lot of our young people? Inflation, don't get me started. War, I mean, I don't know about you, but come January, when it was imminent, how do you get out of bed in the morning when your country is at war? I can't imagine that. We've been so blessed to grow up in a country past war, but my parents remembered it, and they told us, this is wrong, and it's a horrible life, and you just cannot imagine how they got through it. So my heart is with the people in Ukraine and any other war that's going on around the world, in Burma and everywhere. Climate change, oh, that's gone quiet, hasn't it? It hasn't gone away. Did you want to say something, Jill? Sorry.
Sorry?
I thought you...
No, sorry.
Yeah. She's fascinated. Okay, climate change has gone quiet. Why? What's going on? Eating or heating, what an awful phrase. Now I know that's a media spin, but it's, if people are making those choices for real, it just shouldn't be happening. So it goes on, and yet on your own, what can you do? I'm just one person. Oh, it's sad. I'll go away and I'll pray, and I'll send good thoughts, and I'll send my love, and I'll see if that works. Is that going to work? I don't know. It's not enough, is it? It's something, it's a start. But Maybe I'll write to my MP. Yeah, done that. Maybe I'll sign a petition. Done that. I feel impotent. I feel like there's more to be done. And I know, having experienced it over the last decade, that collaboration is the catalyst, that spark that we can get going. And I'm hoping today we have some sparks. That's what we're after, is that kind of like, yeah, I can do that. Oh, I'll help you. Then, oh yes, definitely, let's do it. What can we do? And it doesn't have to disrupt your whole life, but if you do something to make a difference, that's why collaboration can help, because it doesn't just help the people that we're feeling sorry for or feel that we ought to do something for, it helps you. You will grow as a result of collaboration. Your business will grow as a result of collaboration. And that collaboration that you do, you can pay it forward for other people. You can teach them, hey, we did this for our business. We did this for our own mental health. We did this for this community of people. Why don't you do it as well? It's the pay it forward element that I really want to get into place for everybody. But, it's not all bad. Just go give a Google, good old friend Google. Globally, extreme poverty has rapidly declined. Almost 10% full of people living on the streets. War deaths had been declining. Now, if you look at the small print, these are quite old statistics. But that is the good news for me, is that we know how to do it. We know how to do these things, so let's do it more. Now, we are slightly knocked for doing this when you have things like the pandemic and all the rest of it. But we know how. I believe there is no problem out there that cannot be solved. We know we've got the solution. It's just whether we choose to use it. And there are lots of reasons why people do not choose to go with those solutions, and maybe that's where we can make a difference as well. Part of what we do to make a difference as a community at Collaboration Global is to support one of our partners, B1G1. Now, many of you will have heard of them. It's an organisation where your business can do some good. And I'd just like you to watch this video to get an idea. Have we got sound for this thing?
Everything you do, it also prevents life-changing impacts. Imagine every time a business sells. Imagine every time you also creates something special somewhere in the world. Imagine every time you serve, imagine something special somewhere in the world. Imagine a world that's full of healing.
I'm Masami Sato, founder of the Global Giving Initiative B1G1. I think every business starts with I'm Masami Sato, founder of the Global Giving Many business owners feel that I think every business says yes. One day, a simple idea can many business owners feel that every business will make a difference in their own way. One day, just a simple idea like that nobody do. What how every business could make a difference in their own way. And just simple idea like that nobody do. That's how B1G1 started in 2007.
Can we stop that video?
And that simple idea is now a reality.
Thank you. There was a little bit of a problem with the sound here. I'm not sure if you guys were getting it on Zoom. But the essence of it is, because you have bought a ticket to be at this event today, we are going to be sending some massive impacts to refugees in Ukraine, and also supplies to people on the ground. And that's something that any business can do. You can make a tiny little impact, but collectively it becomes a massive impact for everybody. So if you want to get in touch, check out B1G1, and you can join as part of our giving. And there's something in your swag bag, your digital swag bag, that will be coming through to you on email with more information about that as well. So, don't we all love Maya Angelou? Do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better. And I believe we have the solutions, and today we're going to learn to be better. So this is part of my learning. Spiral dynamics, some of you will have heard about this already. There are some books over there on the table, which is other books that I would highly recommend that you read. The Shift by Linda Grattan, We think there's so many different things. Surrender experiment, Michael Singer. But this was a theory developed back in the 60s, pre-internet, where Clare Graves and Don Beck worked together, and they worked out that historically, geographically and individually, people follow a spiral of dynamic, of consciousness across the world. So I'm going to give it a really poor explanation, but please delve into it. It's a fascinating subject. But at the very, very basics, we all have the beige instinct in us, the beige level where we want to survive. So we, food, shelter, love, all of those kind of things. Go back to the Maslow's theory. And then as time goes, so in caveman days, that was what's going on historically. Now there are still people in the country that are just out of survival. And in this country as well, they're just coming, I haven't got a roof over my head, haven't got food in my belly. The purple, animistic, there were rites, rituals, so we're talking about the tribal times, back in the day when you've come out of your cave and you've got together with a few other people and you're collaborating, and that's how you kind of get food and drink and you look after each other. And little traditions and things happen in folklore. As you go through historically, then there's the conquest, the heroes and the victims. Think of the Crusades, Napoleon going out there, I'm going to have that bit of land. Doesn't change much today, really, does it? It's still the same stuff going on. But it's kind of this moving from one place into another, into this ever-growing spiral, as you can see on the right. So you get this instinctive, animistic, dominant, authoritarian, which is more a lot of the religions are authoritarian. Then it's what can I achieve? What's in it for me? Remember the 80s? It's all about me, not in my backyard. There were the yuppies, remember those? And it's like, I don't care about you, it's all about me. And we've moved from that. We've gone into the communitarian, in other words, Greenpeace. Let's look after the planet, let's help each other. Then we're into the systemic, and then we're into holistic. So we're emerging at the moment. Back in the 70s and 80s, Clare Graves and Don Beck were saying, we don't know what that looks like. It's where organisations become self-organising. Well, hello, we're experiencing that already. Me Too movement, Black Lives Matter. Who's in charge of those? Well, obviously somebody starts the ball rolling, but we don't really know the person at the head. There isn't a hierarchy as such. It's a movement for something that people are passionate about. Extinction Rebellion. These are self-organising organisations. Now, if they grow big enough, the powers that be that are still sitting, probably to a certain extent in the blue and the orange, materialistic, consumerist, winners and losers, black and white, red and white, right and wrong, blue and red, however you look at it, if we're coming out of that phase now, there's going to come a time when the politicians of today, the governments that are ruling our world, aren't fit for purpose. Some might say that's already happened. But what's going to replace it? And it's these self-organising organisations that can come for good or not so good that we need to foster a great culture, which is one of the reasons why Ben is here today to explain how not only can we foster a great culture in our community at Collaboration Global, but we can also foster a great culture in our businesses. And now it's my opinion that it's the businesses of all of our countries that are going to be the tool that make it happen. So when you have businesses for good, when you have B Corps, when you have organisations for responsible business, when you bring these kind of people together, we become the majority. People in Collaboration Global, ideas, we become the majority. We're going to have power. And when the government says we're going to do this, we'll go, I don't think so. This is working over here. And we will get a seat at the table. And we will be able to talk to these people, whether it's United Nations or climate change symposiums, whatever is going on. We will have a seat at the table. And we will be sharing our culture. So our culture at Collaboration Global, 3 values: love, everything's founded on that, that's what's underpinned. Human being first, and collaboration. The being of collaboration, not the doing of collaboration. And human being first, which for me is so obvious and fundamental, but we don't care whether you are old or young, black or white, gay or straight, male or female, old or young, short, tall, fat, thin, one leg, no legs, whatever. You're a human being first. Therefore we love you. It's a given. We're all connected here. around the world, we are connected. And because we are connected, we love you. You're us. You and I are the same. No matter what you look like, what your traditions, what your context for your life, we are the same. And because we love you, we trust you. And because we trust you, we respect you. Until someone lets us down. But let's just keep on keeping each other to account to be better than we are on our own. I can't be good on my own. I couldn't have done this on my own. Because of Ben and Lizzie, I was able to put this on. There are so many things we can do when we come together. So, our time is now. My favourite quote, never doubt that a small group of committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. This is a short video. Let's hope the sound is okay. Do you know what? I'm not even sure I changed it. I've got 2 minutes left. What I'll do, this is, okay, I'll explain it and we won't watch it, but I'll put it on at lunchtime. And it will be downloaded for everybody, so you'll still see this anyway. It's a good friend of mine called Daisy, and she has a wonderful view of the world. She's 11 years old. She happens to be my goddaughter. And she tells me, so we had a little conversation and I videoed some of it, and she tells me that all we need in this world is to care some more. And all we need to do is not to change people, not to change what people do, but change how they think and their minds and their hearts. And I thought, that's it, that's saying it all, and that's from an 11-year-old. And she said to me, I know we're supposed to listen to our mums and dads, but I don't always, she said, so I do my own research. I said, that's brilliant, Daisy, thank you. She said, but I'm very cross with Boris Johnson, and I don't think Joe Biden's doing a very good job. And she said, what about Putin? So you'll watch that in the video later. Okay, and that's Daisy. So that is basically, I'm just being given the warning. There are scanners to book all over the place, but I would love to invite you to our regular monthly meeting at Collaboration Global. It's always the last Tuesday of the month. If you scan this code, you can get the one booking for next Tuesday, and then we can all be back together. We're here at the moment, relative strangers. At the end of the day, we're going to be friends. And we're all going to be on a mission to make a difference in this world. Collaboration Global is one idea. I'm not saying it's the only one. There are many, many others. And I just want you to take anything you can from today and connect with people at a deeper level so that we can all be the ones that make a difference. Let's make some history today. Thank you.